Hello everyone. In today's Power Automate demonstration, I'm going to show you how you can identify the gender of a first name using the Cloudmersive Data Validation Connector. The goal of this connector is simply to provide you with one extra useful data point about any given user, customer, client, or any other person within the scope of a particular field of business. To demonstrate this connector action's uses and parameters, I've created a simple manually triggered flow which takes several information inputs related to a new customer and creates a Trello card with that information attached to it. Trello is a popular task management platform, but if it's not the one you use, you should still easily be able to perform the equivalent action with any other task management platform available via Power Automate. Let's get right to it. From the Power Automate homepage, I'm jumping into My Flows and selecting the example flow that I created. The first step of this flow captures generic information about a potential customer, including their first name, last name, position title, and email address. Among these fields, you'll notice that I've included country of origin as an optional input, which is a little funky compared to the rest of the information I'm asking for. The reason for this being here is that the gender identifier action will work most accurately with a country code to reference, but it isn't required for the operation to work. Below this, I've also included a yes/no field which verifies whether or not we want to infer the customer's gender in the first place, because that isn't always a given. In the second step of the flow, I've created a condition which triggers two slightly different outcomes depending on the yes/no input in the trigger step. This specific type of input field requires a Boolean value, so I've set the condition equal to true. This means if we select yes that we do want the gender included in the trigger step, we'll trigger these two actions here on the left, and if we select no, we'll trigger only the action available on the right. As you can see within my if yes scenario, I've included the Cloudmersive Gender Identifying Connector action. The way we access this connector is by typing Cloudmersive into the connector search bar and selecting the Cloudmersive Data Validation Connector with the teal logo from the list of options below. Once we select this option, we'll just need to establish our API endpoint connection like we do with any other Power Automate connector. In our case, you simply need to register a free account on our website and then just include your API key here up front. Your account will provide a limit of 800 API uses per month, and once you authenticate your key, it'll skip this step for future uses. Once your connection is validated, you can search for Get the Gender of a First Name within the Connector Actions list and select it. You can then select relevant dynamic content from the fields in the trigger step to pass arguments through the action like I've done with my flow. Below this, I've included the Trello action Create a Card, which accumulates all the input information from the trigger step as well as the output from the gender identification step. I'll show you what this looks like at the end of the video. Now I'll jump over to the if-no scenario. Over here, my only action is a carbon copy of that same Trello step, only without any field related to gender. If our flow triggers the if-no response, our Trello card will look identical to the original, only without any reference to gender at all. To show you what I mean, I'm going to quickly test this flow with some sample inputs. When I select the option to test manually, I have the option to pass arguments through each trigger field I created. I'm using my name, a generic position title, my country of origin, my email, and lastly, I'm selecting yes to the question about inferring the gender of my name. Now when I click Run Flow, the if yes scenario is triggered and the Trello card I've created should include all of my customer information as well as the gender of my name. As you can see here, I do indeed have a new Trello card with all the information I wanted, and now it's someone else's task within my organization to get in touch with me. The key takeaway is that you can use and store information from this connector however you'd like, and the dynamic content aspect of Power Automate makes it super easy to pass arguments from one step to another and create useful connections across applications. That concludes this video. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more Power Automate demonstrations in the near future.